So hello to all of you. We're going to try to get off the ground, to get some height in the proper sense. So great to meet you under the sky of Chamonix. We're gonna get up in the air to get back to the ground because we're hungry, of course. Guy, I have a little message for you. You know that you're my friend. You know that I'm a cardiologist, passionate about medicine and health. This is why you suggested that I should conduct this debate on bioterrorism last year, cybersecurity, and today on the safety, plane safety. So thank you for making me an expert in all fields. Before starting, I want to run a quick poll here in the room. Those who are okay to fly, to get up in the air in a plane without a pilot, raise their hands. Without a pilot. You'd be okay with that. You'll tell me what happened after. The second thing, raise your hands, those who would accept to be cared for with AI, with artificial intelligence. More people. That's not so much good news for me. So Isabelle, LACAZE, hello. So you work at Airbus for many years in strategy and innovation that you directed at some point. Today you direct the subsidiary on up next on the DragonFly system. On the A355 system, you know that the plane is the safest means of transportation by far, even though incidents happen. On most of incidents are linked to human error. Before to go, let's reframe a little bit the topic from Airbus. The issue of safety is very, very important. And I would say that in the Airbus activity, we put a lot of R&D investment on improvement of safety. Air transport is very safe already. One accident for 33 million flights regarding the global fleet. So even for Airbus, their stats are even better. But nevertheless, Airbus continues to invest in decarbonation and safety. And kind of this on the purpose of DragonFly, on which I work. So DragonFly is it's a DragonFly, libellule in French. So a flight would be like a dragonfly. I've seen dragonflies. I don't have the feeling they fly like airplanes. So we look at inspiration through nature. So we looked at the dragonfly, and it has great superpowers to see, to have a night vision that's excellent, and a flight that's really they're very good to evade predators, diversion, and to change direction and their route predictively. And with this image, we launched the DragonFly project to copy the DragonFly. What's a predator for a plane? The predator is avoid any accidents. It's weather, sure, weather incidents, a risk situation which linked to onboard or external conditions. So you're testing a technology that's today very of autonomous flight that's working pretty well. We can look at the parallel with medicine. Autonomy which doesn't mean replacement. It's not going to replace the pilot. No, that's not the stake. The pilot cannot be on strike. It's not a question of strikes. We believe a lot in, do a lot of teaming, so collaboration between the pilot and the onboard systems. So looking at automation is assistance for steering, work sharing. It's only English words. So sharing of activity between the pilots and the systems to have a system that's collaborative, that's much more efficient. And so the efficient aspect, let's not look at only the plane. You need to collaborate with air control, with airlines, and other planes. The system is very complex in terms of collaboration. So your system uses a lot of AI. We talk a lot about it in health. So you've been using it for even longer. So the use in the use of certification for the Airbus planes for assistance to the pilot is used, yes, but reflection is is part of many research projects in Airbus. And with DragonFly, we looked at exploring technology under the approach of voice recognition, voice treatment, and image treatment, to develop assistance to the pilots for the crew, for the onboard crew. So this technology is going to assist the pilot and the several pilots on board in situations of emergency. What's example of emergency situations? So 2 axes on the DragonFly project. A first axis on derouting. For the crew is a stressful situations due to onboard systems breakdowns, so sick patients or the sick pilots if there's food poisoning. You can have different degrees. You can have both pilots sick, out of function, and so the idea would be to address these situations in a technological aspect, and what we could develop is a function of assistance to help the pilots to make the decisions of rerouting, where to go, on what grounds, how to build a trajectory to avoid relief, and to go in automatic pilot if the pilots wish, or if they're not responsive. Can they go in automatic pilot without the pilots deciding? Yeah, we tried that. We tried that on A350 in real conditions with air control and the traffic around it, and we managed to land a plane without the pilot being active in the landing, in automatic mode, in an automated mode, and it went very well. Other situations of emergency, then rerouting, other situations that we treated with this demonstrator. It's not necessarily emergency situations, but heavy mental load for the crew. Taxiing phase. The taxi phase on loaded airports, LA, New York, or Paris. For pilots who are trained on this airport or who are numerous, it's a lot of mental load. They land, there's the flow of airplanes, you have to get off the tarmac, you have to orient yourself, you have to steer yourself to the gate, and you get a lot of instructions from air control. You can cross this track. It's a big mental load for the, and so they shouldn't be lost. So we carried out a lot of assistance functions like you can have in the car. So listening to air control to give them a mapping and the route they should follow to get to parking. Translation of everything that's said by air control in terms of voice, so voice analysis, so voice recognition, and also many things around visual recognition, like you can have on the car to keep on track, and obstacle sensing, so to avoid collision. So this AI, which is at the base of your program, does it have a predictive aspect? Be careful, there could be a problem here, an emergency situation here. Not for now. In what we could explore in the framework of taxiing, in this case, there's a predictive aspect. We can detect potential obstacles and warn the pilot until maybe do an emergency brake. Everybody remembers the pilot that crashed on a mountain some years ago. It was in France. Could the plane have taken control of the plane? Could the system take control of the plane and to prevent this accident? In the framework of our reflection, the pilot is always the one who's in control, who steers the plane and makes the decision. Today, these are not things that we have looked at. But in terms of exploration of a system, we can look at risk of collision with physical obstacles and give information to the crew to take the right decisions. So as to assist the pilot, not to replace him. When we talk about autonomy, we think about substitution. We agree that the doctor is always in control for the final decision to give a synthesis, and then the result as a result of AI. How do you see the future? How far can we go into the progress of technological process in your field? So following of this demonstrator, of a DragonFly demonstrator that we used this year, results are very promising. They gave a lot of assistance to the pilot that we could develop for automated rerouting or taxiing. Nevertheless, the conclusions are that we can go further on the automation based on AI for image treatment and decision making. The aeronautic system is very constraining in terms of regulation, and the whole demonstrating of the sturdiness of these systems are very long. So we're not going to see anything before next year, and we continue to explore. Everything is based on AI. We have a lot of collaboration in cross industry. This is the opportunity. We work with the automobile field and health. And I would say that in Toulouse, because I'm based in Toulouse, we have collaboration with the oncology pole on how to treat data. Can AI allow make savings? That's the topic right now. I don't know if we can talk about economy or savings, but robustness in the decision taken by humans in order to have better collaboration and better anticipation of all the possible scenarios. What do you think, though, to generalize your systems on planes? So that we're warned to generalize it again. It's going to take some years to make the decision to say this and this function can be implemented with a good level of confidence, and that's the stake of the future projects, to take decisions and to develop the next range of planes. Are you the only ones to do that, or does competition? Are the companies that are other plane manufacturers are doing that? I imagine there are others, plane manufacturers more with which you collaborate. Not specifically, no. But nevertheless, collaboration is done through regulation on AI. Working on AI and new regulations that are going to emerge to put these planes in the sky, it necessitates some collaboration with other manufacturers to agree, so that we agree. But once that is said, others think about it. We can see those on these working groups to harmonize, to push regulation that we seem relevant. There's a big issue of harmonization between pilots, those with or without autonomous pilots. It's interesting to know who's in the plane, who's steering the plane. In this case, in this instance, as you asked me if we have, if there are others, how advanced they are. I think DragonFly, we were the first to communicate on these demonstrations and the feasibility of landing a plane autonomously with a fully automated decision on board. I imagine that others are going to move forward in the same way on these axes. So thank you. Voilà, we're in advance to go have lunch. Guy, I have a suggestion for next year of submarine fishing or traditional music. So if you want to. So we have a soft landing and we move to lunch now.